And what's good, everyone? Welcome back here to Behind the Arc Basketball, as here we go. One of the greatest rivalries in all college basketball going down today here, folks. We got Kentucky, we got Louisville. This one taking place at the home court of the Cards out for this game, everybody. Hit me up in the chat who you got out in this one. If you got Kentucky, type in BBN. If you got Louisville, you can go Cards here out in the chats. We welcome you guys out here to the stream once again in Behind the Arc Basketball. A tale of opposites here for both of these teams. Kentucky going in with a 1-5 record. #1 recruiting class, but hasn't panned out this way so far this season. The Cardinals at 5-1. Only loss was a week ago against Wisconsin. So Louisville in the white jerseys in this game. Kentucky going in the blue uniforms as we get to a very quick tip-off right out of the gate as this game starts off, and Kentucky going left to right, going to control the tip now as they have the basketball. Wildcats move it left wing perimeter. It's going to be Devin Askew as he gets the start today. And Askew back over to Jackson. Back over to Askew here, top of the key, Kentucky with the basketball. They'll take a deep 2 jumper, that one no good. Off the front rim by Sarr, offensive rebound, they get it though. Mintz puts it back into the hands of Askew here, still first possession with it for Kentucky. 30 seconds through right now, Wildcats basketball. Passes over to Mintz. He takes the 3, hit the rim short, no good. And that is two looks that hit the rim short so far by Kentucky here. Gets rebound by Louisville. So Cards now first possession. They get the ball at the right wing with their star Carly Jones. Pass over to Williamson. Pro hop in the key. Puts it up as that is good for 2. Cards on the board first, 2-zip. Welcome in here, everybody, for stopping on by. 1 minute through so far. Let's see what's going on in the chat right now. All the way back here, Vegas, Hayden, Bradley here, Jeff, PM, Carl Johan, welcome in here. We got Colin and Coy out on the stream right now as Kentucky goes inside. That's going to be good for 2. As this game's tied up at 2 right now. 18:40 left to go first half. Louisville dish out to the left corner. Moves it back to the left wing. Johnson, pass over left corner to Jones. Jones, guarded by Mintz, moves it now to the left wing. Back over to Johnson as he backs his way on Askew. Johnson in the post, puts it up, and that's going to be a personal picked up by Devin Askew. Clock will stop with 18:23. What's good, Braden? Welcome back in here, bud. Jose is back in here as well. He just finished eating breakfast, drinking coffee right now. Colin, welcome in here. New owner of an Xbox X, it looks like. That's awesome, man. Landon, welcome back here, bud, out to the stream here. So 2 free throws coming up by Louisville at the line here. David Johnson, first shot. That one's up, that one's through. The 2 sophomores in the last game showed up big time against Pittsburgh back on Tuesday night. David Johnson, 17 points, 11 rebounds. Samuel Williamson, he had 14 points along with 12 boards. Hey, what's good, Justin? Welcome on to the channel here, man. Bryson, welcome on here. If you guys are new on my stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. Really appreciate all for stopping on by here today on Behind the Arc Basketball for an incredible rivalry game between these two teams. Second free throw was no good, but it was touched out of bounds to the baseline by Kentucky. So Louisville is going to get the inbound underneath their hoop. They lead by 1. Johnson going to be the inbound passer. Puts it to the top of the key, into the hands of Dre Davis, and he moves it out over to Carly Jones. Jones has it, guarded at the top here by Mintz. Jones dribble drives inside, moves it back out to the left wing with Williamson. Williamson now has it back over to Jones at the top. Jones going to dribble, slides it over, right corner 3. Louisville takes it, that one no good, hit the rim short. They do get the offensive rebound, though, Dre Davis, but then he had a poke stolen from behind, as Kentucky going to get the steal on the key. Here goes the Wildcats now, at the left wing. Over to the left corner, Davion Mintz has it. Bounce pass over to Sarr, able to get around his man. Pro hop inside, and Olivier Sarr couldn't convert on it. That should have been 2 right there for Kentucky, but Sarr missed that one as he missed his first 2 shots from the floor so far. It's going to be Cardinals basketball now. Jones to the top of the key, moves it over right wing perimeter, Samuel Williamson. Back outside to David Johnson. Now over to Davis. And back over to Jones here as guarded by Askew. At the left wing, 17:20 left to go. Really slow start in this game. That pass deflected, stolen away in the key by Kentucky. Here goes Askew up the court. Shovels it out, left corner Mintz. Mintz had some space, elects not to take the 3 though. He's going to set it up with Askew. Askew dribbles towards his right. Now he's double teamed. Bounce pass, right baseline. Sarr takes the jumper. It's up, no good. Missed that one. And defensive rebound goes to the Cardinals there by David Johnson. What's good, Vaughn? Welcome in, man. Top of the key three. Williamson couldn't get it. Both of these teams cold to connect so far in this one. 16:50 left to go. Kentucky got the rebounds. Mintz passes over to Askew. Space takes the three, and the youngster hits it. Devin Askew from the perimeter. Last game against UNC, he was playing with confidence. And it's 5-3 Kentucky. 16.5 left to go. Left baseline dribble. Carly Jones moves it back out around the perimeter into the hands of Williamson. Williamson back over to Jones. Back to the top of the key here. Jones has it. Kentucky's defense once again keeping them in this game early on. They slide it over to Johnson. Johnson takes a perimeter three. That's up, and he drills it. DJ from outside as the Cards take the 1-point lead. 16 minutes left to go now, first quarter. Lakers won last night. Yeah, they crushed the Mavericks there. Lakers controlled that one right from the very beginning. 1-point game, Kentucky has it. 15:50 left to go. Jackson around the perimeter. Moves it out to Askew. Passes over to Sarr here as he has double team. Sarr goes inside, and that's going to be a steal. There was contact, no fouls. Louisville's going to get the steal. Cardinals have it. They take a deep two. It's up, no good. Missed shot by Davis. Rebounds. Goes to Kentucky now. Wildcats have the ball. 15:20 left to go. They pass it inside. Tip deflected. Goes to the corner of the perimeter. Louisville going to get the basketball back here off the steal. Really sloppy game so far. Quite a bit of turnovers right from the get-go. Cardinals going to slow it down. Carly Jones moves it out. Davis dribbles left baseline. Passes over, and the ball gets deflected in the key. That was a bad decision there by Louisville off the pass, and it got stolen away by Kentucky. Jackson had the ball on the ground, moves it back out to the top here. Kentucky takes the three. Not a good look. Hit the front rim. Ball goes back to Louisville off the rebounds. 1-point game. Cards drive inside, and when you attack the bucket right there, you get straight into the lane, and that's what Dre Davis did. Is he puts it up for an easy layup, and that's good for two. Lakers won by 23 last night, so it was 138-115. Got the timeout taken on the court. First one of the day today here, with 14:48 left to go. And we'll go to the first stoppage in time today, so 8-5 to score. Hey, what's good, Ian? Welcome onto the stream, man. All I heard about the Cameron Fletcher situation was that he was asked to step down from the team. That was all that I heard about that earlier this week. Vaughn predicts here, Louisville by 14, 72-58 for his prediction. I'm looking at some of the articles right now, and I guess there's positive updates about Cameron Fletcher returning in the future to Kentucky. So, according to 247 Sports, it looks like this title of the article says, Cameron Fletcher's mom says that he plans on returning back to Kentucky. Oh, jeez. Ian's got a B right now on his shorts he puts out. Man, it's so cold outside where I am. Outside, it's been pants weather for like the past 2-3 months over here. Hey, no problem, Bradley. Appreciate it, man, for stopping on by. So yeah, right now in the first timeout today, just really cold start once again. A lot of contested jumpers by Kentucky in this game. Only 2 for 8 from the floor, and yet to be on the boards, Olivier Sarr. He's had a couple of ones that he should have made from the floor. Missed one at the right baseline. The first shot was at the top of the free throw circle. Missed that one, and then he missed an easy layup as well. So he is 0 for 3 to start out this game. And Devin Askew, he's got all 5 points so far, knocking down the 3-point shot by Devin Askew. And the positive sign for him is that He is playing with more confidence this season. I saw that in the last game against UNC, that he has started to play with a lot more confidence. For Louisville right now, the breakout candidate for this season, for the Cards, David Johnson, looking good. He's got 4 points so far. And 2 by Samuel Williamson, and Drake Davis on the board with 2 points as well. So we are going to get right back into this one. Positive sign for Louisville this season. 5-1 record without Charles Minlend from San Francisco, yet to play this year. And also, they've been without Malik Williams as well, as he was their top returning starter that played the most minutes out of anybody returning from last season. So we're back to action. 3-point Cardinals lead. It's going to be Kentucky basketball. Wildcats have it at the right wing. Terrence Clark, oh man, he was not expecting that pass. He almost missed it. Lucky for him, he got it though. At the top of the key with Mintz now. He drives inside, and Davion Mintz, hard-fought bucket, puts it up and in. That is good for 2. Count the bucket by Mintz. He gets fouled as well, so he's going to shoot the and one at the free throw line. Big layup right in the post, able to absorb the contact by Davion Mintz. We have 14.5 left to go first half. And one here at the line, no good. Missed it by Mintz. Rebound Louisville. Yeah, I totally agree, Ian. They're gonna have to pick up some big time wins in the SEC, because right now 1-5 start. In order for Kentucky to make the tournament, you got to win this game, and then you got to win at least one game against Tennessee and win at least one game against Missouri. And you're looking at probably 3 or 4 conference losses at the most that Kentucky would need to lose in order to get into the tournament. Askew going to turn the corner now, moves it over inside Lance Ware, as he's going to get fouled as the clock will stop once again with 14 minutes left to go. So Lance Ware going to go to the free throw line, shoot 2 for Kentucky. Hey, what's good, Ethan? Welcome back onto the stream here, bud. He's going to be back, no problem, man. He'll be back to see Gonzaga today and see if they'll suffer a loss against Virginia. Two total polar opposites going up against each other in that one. Gonzaga, top 3 offense right now in points scored. They average like around 95 per game this season, going up against Virginia, allowing around 55 per game this season. So it's going to be tales of 2 different complete teams out there. Both of the free throws go down by Kentucky by Lance Ware. Wildcats have a 1-point lead, 13:50 left to go. What's good, Jackson? Welcome onto the stream here, bud. Esteban, welcome back in there, man. Hope that you guys had a Merry Christmas as well. Cardinals with the basketball. They have it top of the key. David Johnson now has it at the left wing as he is guarded by Mintz. Passes over back to the top. Shot fake. Carly Jones guarded by Ware. Jones stop and pop jumper. Free throw circle. No good. Rattled out. And Lance Ware going to come up with a rebound as Kentucky takes it past half court. Big burst of speed attacking. Davion Mintz, though, too high off the glasses. He missed the reverse handle layup, and the Cardinals have the basketball. Johnson passes out right corner. 3 ball in the air. Cardinals hit it. So they got some separation from the outside there. That is number 20, Josh Nickelberry, coming off the bench. He hits down the triple for the Cardinals. Louisville by 2. 13 minutes approaching that mark left to go. Clark bounce pass to the right elbow. Turnaround jumper right baseline. Kentucky hits it. That's a nice touch right there by Jacob Toppin. Tie game up at 11. Great start so far. Competitive game by these 2 teams. Oh, yeah, totally agree, Ian. Totally agree that Gonzaga needs to join the Pac-12. Cardinals take a 3. That's off the mark. No good. Kentucky gets the rebounds. Do I think Gonzaga can lose a conference game? I think it's going to be really tough. I think they're going to run the table this year. But if they do lose a conference game, it's probably going to be in the hands of BYU right now. At the left elbow, Kentucky moves it back to the top of the key to Clark. Back outside to Askew. I've got Gonzaga running the table throughout the WCC. And I think they could very well take it off. If they win today against Virginia, they could very well have an undefeated season this year. As that is good for 2 in the post. Jacob Toppin floats up the runner, and it gets it up and in off the backboard. So Jacob Toppin looking good. He's got 4 points so far today for Kentucky coming off the bench. Nickelberry has it. Dribbles to the left elbow for Louisville. Cardinals back top of the key. Carly Jones moves over to Johnson. Backward to Jones here, guarded by Mintz at the top. 10 seconds left to go on the shot clock. 11:50 left to go. Dribble drive inside Jones, and he lost control of the basketball, went behind the hoop, and it went out of bounds to the baseline. So turnover Carly Jones for the Cards. It's going to be Kentucky ball after the timeout. 11:45 left to go. Hey, what's good, Kentra? Welcome onto the stream. Does Kentucky make the tournament? I'm going to say no right now. In order to make the tournament for Kentucky, because the SEC has been terrible this year, they're going to have to win Tennessee at least once. They're going to have to at least win Tennessee once, at least win against Missouri once, and they're going to have to make it deep into the SEC tournament if they do hold an SEC tournament this year in March. They're going to have to make it deep there, and in order to make the tournament for Kentucky, you're looking at a team that needs to come away this season. Once they finish conference play, they need to have around 8 losses total in order to make the tournament. Anywhere that's 5, 6, 7, 8 losses, 9 losses possibly, but if with a 10-loss Kentucky team, I don't think that's going to cut it to make the tournament for the season. Just considering how weak the SEC is, there's good teams, but they haven't proven themselves yet out of the SEC so far. Arkansas hasn't played legit opponents. Auburn's been shockingly much better than I expected. They won against Memphis, who's been disappointing. But, yeah, there's been a lot of disappointing teams out there in the SEC this year. Alabama, they almost blew a game against Furman. South Carolina's 1-2, not looking good at all this year. And Vanderbilt got destroyed a couple days ago. Hey, what's good, Raven? Appreciate it for stopping by here once again. Glad to see you once again. Do you think Texas A&M could do well in the SEC? I'm going to say no to that. I think they just played like an easier non-conference schedule, so I think they're going to be at the bottom of the pack for the SEC when conference play begins. Do I think Kentucky is losing recruits? I don't think so. I think Coach Cal always does a great job bringing in recruits, but I think this recruiting class, though, right here, I feel like these players are either going to stay for next year. I don't think, if they keep it up like this, I don't think anybody's going to declare for the draft. They're either going to stay or transfer, it looks like, for this year. But in order to get to the tournament, Kentucky would need to suffer around 4 losses in conference play or less. So they have to lose like 1 game, 2 game, 3 game, or 3 games or 4 games in order for me, I feel like, to make it to the tournament. Because if they suffer 10 losses total on their record, because right now they're already 1-5, if they get 10 losses total, that's gonna be really tough in my opinion. Hey, what's good, Jason? Welcome back in here, man, for stopping by. You gotta win your conference. You gotta win the conference tournaments. That's the big thing, and we've seen so many years, especially one example has been the Missouri Valley. How that conference has been chaos every single year. That, like, I think the Bradley Braves a couple years ago, they won it and they were like a back seat out of there. So you gotta win your conference tournament in order to make it in. If you got a bad record, if you're on the bubble, not even on the bubble, if you're like a CIT or CBI team, you gotta win that conference tournament. You're probably looking at like a 10, 11, 12 seed going into your tournament. Yeah, watch out for Abilene Christian. They did pretty well against Texas Tech. Defensively, they look good too. There's a lot of bracket busters out there this year. What's good, Ant? Welcome onto the stream here, bud. NC State, are they going to make it to the top 25? I think they're going to be outside this week. Right now, I'm looking at Northwestern to possibly get there. They've been a huge shock this season. So 13-11, we're back into it as it's going to be Lance Ware with the basketball. Kentucky going to take a 3 downs off the mark. No good by Terrence Clark. Hey, CF, welcome on the stream here, bud. Appreciate it for finding my channel. Stopping on by. Welcome in. David Johnson, into the post, floats it up, no good. Hit the back eye, rebound by Mintz here, Kentucky. Wildcats take it up the court, slides it over to the left wing. Drives now inside. Terrence Clark lost control of the basketball. It's on the ground, and Louisville going to come up with a steal there as the clock will stop with 11:06 left to go. Terrence Clark just couldn't control it, and he has had just a lot of problems this season as far as him turning over the basketball. And Tommy McCrabb, welcome in here. Big 12, Big East, Big 10, over to ACC. He puts out. Yeah, the ACC right now, the teams I feel like that were supposed to be at the top, like Florida State and Virginia, they've suffered bad losses there. UCF, This is actually one thing to note. Central Florida leads Houston right now 12-4. You're looking at Central Florida. They won against Florida State. If Central Florida comes away with a victory today, they're going to get ranked coming up tomorrow. So Central Florida will be in the top 25. Northwestern's got a huge game coming up later today against Ohio State. I think Northwestern, they won against Indiana, Michigan State. I think they're going to be in the top 25 as well. So we're going to go on a timeout here, 13-11. Score still remains the same right now as we go on the timeout. Hey, thanks so much, Ethan, for stopping on by, bud, and I'll see you later, man. And I'll see you after the first half, Jason. All right, so we get back to after the quick timeout here. It's going to be Cardinals basketball, 13-11 to score, 11 minutes left to go. They have it in the backcourt. They got to take it. It's a double team set up. They pass it. The ball gets stolen away. Here goes Askew off the steal. Beautiful read. Lays it up and in right there. That was a great decision by Devin Askew. Coach Cal's going to use more of that. They're going for the half-court double team here. Yeah, they got the half-court press set up. Double teaming right now at half-court, putting the pressure on Louisville. They're able to break it this time. Cardinals have it left baseline. Johnson, bounce pass to the top of the key. Jones open, takes the three straight away, and he sinks it. That's the only thing. If you break that half-court trap, you're left wide open with numbers right inside your front court. So that's how Louisville was able to break that, get some space with Jones draining down the three. It's a one-point game. Bounce pass to Wares. He backs his way into the post. Lance Ware puts it up. No good. Offensive rebound. He gets it. Second chance. And that one is good. Count the bucket. And a foul as Lance Ware going to go shoot one. Coming up at the free throw line for the Wildcats here. Clock will start with 10:08. Yeah, how about Minnesota too? I think they're going to be ranked too, Ty. So they've been impressive. They won last week against St. Louis. They won yesterday. Really impressive victory. They won against Iowa in overtime last night. So free throw coming up. Lance Ware missed it. Ball deflected on Isaiah Jackson. He gets the offensive rebound. That is huge for Kentucky. Now they're going to set it up. They're playing physical today for Kentucky. Halfway through the first half. Lance Ware has it. Top of the free throw circle. Ware dribbles. Moves it out left corner to Clark. Clark has it, swings it over, ball deflected, goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals. Clock will stop with 9:47. Do I think NC State goes into the top 25? I'm going to say no there. I would take Minnesota over North Carolina State there, Vaughn. So I know that Vaughn just liked my answer to that one. Reason why I take Minnesota is because Minnesota was able to beat St. Louis, where St. Louis was able to win against North Carolina State, and then Minnesota was able to get the victory over Iowa last night. Cardinals get the ball off the rebound. They take a three. Hit the rim short. No good. Ball get tapped out of bounds too. It's out of bounds by Louisville here. Number 24, Jalen Withers tapped it out last at the baseline. Yeah, Missouri versus Tennessee coming up next week. I don't know what's wrong with ESPN scheduling, because they put that game on the SEC network, and they schedule Vanderbilt against Florida at the same time. Yeah, I totally agree, CF. It's been really weird trying to adjust to the rankings. Totally agree with all these big teams missing games. Virginia's gonna have, because Virginia's 4-1. They've been off for quite a while. They were supposed to play Villanova. That game didn't happen. Virginia takes on Gonzaga later today, and that's their first ever game that they play against like a legit opponent or so. So I just think that Virginia, like right now, they're just... I was feeling that way with Ohio State last week. They proved me wrong, though, that I feel like Virginia's just ranked way too high in the standings, or so. I'm not feeling Virginia. But who I got today in that one, Aaron puts out, I'm taking Gonzaga all the way in that one. I've just been so impressed this year with Gonzaga. Right baseline dribble, Louisville. Passes over now. They're going to float it up. The jumper is good for two by Quinn Slazinski, and it's a one-point game. 17-16 to score. 8:45 left to go. Top of the key, Askew moves it over left corner perimeter to Clark. Clark at the left wing as Jackson sets the pick. Back outside to Mintz, who puts the ball into the hands of Askew here at the right wing. Backcourt to Boston. Brandon Boston has it at the left wing perimeter. It's 8:25 left to go. Boston back over to Askew, and now he's going to drive inside, floats it up too high off the glass, no good. And they're going to call it Devin Askew with offensive foul. So he picks up the personal. Clock will stop with 8:20. Yeah, Gonzaga on the line, I believe, is like a 7-point favorite. Zag's in a high-scoring game, but Gonzaga for sure. Raven puts out. Virginia's got a really good defense. I'm going to predict here Gonzaga 78-64. So Virginia's got a top 5 defense, and they play, I think they play like really slow paced or so. They're going to try to control the game, and I feel like Gonzaga is going to win by double digits still. 8 minutes left to go. Louisville takes the 3. That is up, and that's good from the perimeter. Cardinals take the lead right back. David Johnson with a triple. $7:45 left to go. Wildcats basketball at the top of the key. Mintz has it. Yeah, I totally agree there, CF. UConn's a sleeper of mine. They're going to be ranked, like, when 2021 comes up, they're going to be ranked in the top 25, I feel like, because UConn's really deep this season. Inside, he missed it off the back iron, but they get the offensive rebound, the trail, and that one's up and good off the putback for 2 by Brandon Boston. It's tied up at 19 even. Cardinals now with the basketball. They dribble left wing. It's Carly Jones, makes his drive inside. Jones able to split defenders, gets the bounce right there, as that is good, up and in off the backboard. Cardinals by 2. If you guys are new to my stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, ring that notification bell, as well as they cover play-by-play basketball. Great game so far, 7 minutes left to go. Kentucky has it top of the key. Jackson moves it over to Askew here at the right wing perimeter. Passes over to the right corner. Mintz takes the 3, hit the rim short. It's a good look at it, though. Just couldn't get that one to connect, and he gets a rebound to the Cardinals here. Louisville back outside. Shot fake. Jones has the space, takes the 3 straight away. It happened to be an air ball, though. Carly Jones had a chance. He just could not put enough power on it. Got airballed as the clock will stop with 6:37. Yeah, CF praying here for James Bouknight to stay another season. He's an absolute beast, man, for James Bouknight. He's looking like a first-round draft pick. If when he does go to the draft, he's going to be a first-round draft pick. What's good, Steven? Welcome on the stream, man. Just hoping that Kentucky will have a better day today. They're hanging in there right now. They've had a good game so far in this one. Their defense, once again, has been the story of the season. Their defense is gonna keep on holding them into this game. They've been struggling as far as the shooting, though, but they've had a couple big steals led to buckets in transition. And Devin Askew, good to see if you're a Kentucky fan, because Devin Askew has been really improving, which has been huge. He read off a pass that he picked off at half court and took it in coast to coast with a bucket. He leads the way right now with 7 points. And then Jacob Toppin off the bench playing well. Perfect 2-for-2 shooting. He's got 4. Lance Ware with 4 as well in the post. And big reason why, yeah, Kentucky 13-12 on the boards as well. Offensive rebounds in their favor. You've got a couple second chance points off of that as Kentucky leads the offensive rebounds 4-1. Hey, what's good, Bradley, as he is back here during this timeout. Yeah, great game so far indeed. David Johnson looking good for the Cardinals, leading the way. He's got 7 points so far, hitting both of his perimeter shots. And then 5 points by Carly Jones. Quick scoreboard update. Central Florida still leading against Houston, 14-13. If UCF wins that game, they'd be ranked in the top 25, I would say there, because Central Florida won last week against Florida State. There's other games going on right now. Only one other game. It's Youngstown State against Cleveland State. And 18-12, that's the score there. It's a Horizon League matchup. Youngstown State leads by 6. Yeah, so right now we're just on a timeout. If you enjoy the content here, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. If you like to be notified about future play-by-play here on Behind the Arc Basketball. Hey, we got a dono. My man Steven, appreciate it there with the dono. You are the absolute legend here on the channel. Let's get that dono hype down in the chat from my man Steven out here. You're the man, brother. 21-19 right now. We also got a Discord, Twitter, and Behind the Arc Basketball merchandise as well. Feel free if anybody's interested to check those out. I'm going to post in the merchandise link right over here in the chat. We get some pretty cool stuff right there on the Behind the Arc Basketball merchandise site. We got short sleeve, long sleeve shirts, sweatshirts, t-shirts, pillows, stickers, iPhone cases. So if anybody's interested, cool stuff like I'm wearing my t-shirt right now. It's got the logo right up here in the corner, but I got other t-shirts that's got bigger logos out in the middle. So if anybody's interested, feel free to stop on by. Any other game planned? Yes, after this one, it's going to be 4 o'clock Eastern, Gonzaga against Virginia today. So I'll be back for Gonzaga, Virginia later today. Welcome in, Jack. Glad to have you out on the channel once again. We also got channel memberships as well if anybody is interested in those. We got the first ever membership live stream coming to you guys on Monday. It's going to be Monday Night Football. Patriots against Bills there. So the membership is it's a special shout out for $1.99 per month. That's one of the membership perks, and then the other one is for $4.99 per month. That's me calling at least once per month a non-basketball related sport as a special live stream on the channel. So I plan on covering Monday Night Football coming up on Monday. We're back to action here. It's a 2-point Louisville lead. Kentucky has it, pass inside over to Ware, into the post, floats it up, couldn't connect on it, hit the back iron, and rebound by the Cardinals by Williamson. So we approach the 6-minute mark left to go. David Johnson has it at the top of the key. Moves it over to Dre Davis now around the perimeter. Passes outside at the top here to Withers. Withers moves it back out. Williamson over to the left wing into the hands of Nickelberry. Back out to the top to Withers once again as they will float it out left corner with Williamson. Shot clock down to 3. Moves it back out to the right wing. Catch and shoot 3. It's up. Air ball. No good, and that's going to be a shot clock violation by Louisville. So those are the past 2 possessions here for the Cards have led to 3 balls being air balls. Yeah, it looks like Daniel's not too high in Arkansas here. I think Arkansas is a good team. I think they're going to make the tournament, but they're probably going to be like a top 35 team this year for Arkansas. They're undefeated right now. The big question, they haven't played anybody legit, so we're going to find that out once they start out conference play. When they play the better teams in the conference, like Tennessee is the best team by far this season, Missouri as well is right up with them, how that's going to go when conference play begins. Kentucky inside, missed the shot. They get another tip in. Second chance points has been huge for the Wildcats. That one off the tip and good for 2. This game tied up at 21. Hey, what's good, Eonic Mystic? Welcome onto the stream here, bud. Hope everything went well and Merry Christmas out to you. 3-point shot, Louisville no good. And the Cardinals just trying to settle for deep jumpers, not able to connect as Williamson missed that one. Rebound Kentucky. Wildcats have it. Kentucky's been doing it differently now, going into the post, which has helped them out a ton because they're not a strong 3-point shooting team this year. 4:45 left to go first half. Kentucky turned it over, though. They lobbed it right into the post, but just over the head out of bounds there as Lance Ware was right in the post, but way over his head. Hey, thanks so much, CF. Appreciate it, man, for being a part here. You guys are awesome for stopping on by. 4:40 left to go. Cardinals pass up the court. They are lucky. That one was almost stolen by Kentucky. They did step on the baseline, though, out of bounds. Did I see Wisconsin, Michigan State? I saw a little bit of that one towards the end. Wisconsin looks so good right now. My Final Four predictions currently, I've got Gonzaga, Baylor, Wisconsin, and Texas. That's my Final Four predictions currently. Wisconsin's all upperclassmen. I think they're going to go really deep into the tournament. They got a great offense, got a great defense as well. And they should definitely not be ranked as low as they are right now for Wisconsin. Louisville floats it up. That's good for 2 in the post. 4:15 left to go. So, yeah, Wisconsin only has 1 loss this year, and it was against Marquette on a tip-in. Marquette's been surprising teams this year. And, yeah, I didn't think Wisconsin should have dropped in the rankings. That was way too much. From 4 to 13 in 1 week they dropped. Kentucky has it around the perimeter. Mint to the right wing. Bounce pass right baseline. Ware in the post. And that's going to be a blocking foul. It's going to send Lance Ware to the free throw line shoot 2. Yeah, if there's one for the NIT for this season. We're going to go to the timeout here. Right on the court once again. 23-21. So that's what my predictions look like right now. I had Iowa in there like 2 weeks ago in my Final Four, but right now it's just Iowa's defense. That was the question mark for me heading into the season, was whether their defense can hold up, and that answer so far has been no. They gave up over 100 points yesterday. I know the game went in overtime against Minnesota, but they still gave up over 100, and yeah, their defense, especially the past 2 games, just hasn't held up. It all depends on Iowa's perimeter, if they can sink shots, and they couldn't do that to stay with Gonzaga. Yeah, that game was at Marquette too, and Marquette's been like shocking teams like this season. Like they've been really difficult to get a read into. They're not consistent this year. Updated Final Four here for Donovan McCrabb. He's going Gonzaga, Villanova, Michigan State, and Texas Tech, he predicts right now. Currently, we're just on a timeout here. Central Florida up against Houston, 15-13. I would have never told you guys that Central Florida would contend for the American, but they might be the second best team out of the American this year if they keep that up. And they are right now the best team in the American, up by 2 with about 7.5 left to go. Yeah, I agree with that, Aaron, there. He puts out Baylor's the biggest threat to Gonzaga. I would say yes. You need a team that's able to defend at a high level, hit shots. Baylor's really good from the perimeter and can score a ton of points. And also to play at the pace of Gonzaga. A team that can stop Gonzaga's pace too. And I think that I think that Baylor versus Gonzaga, we weren't able to see it a couple weeks ago, but hopefully we'll be able to see that in the national championship. I really hope that we get treated to that. I think Gonzaga has a great chance to remain at number 1 throughout the entire season. Unless somebody upsets them in conference play now, or if they do happen to somehow lose today against Virginia, I think they have a really good chance to stay at number 1 throughout the entirety of this year. Yeah, Ty puts out he's surprised Kansas beat West Virginia, and I'm shocked that it was by that much. West Virginia's been playing down to opponents a lot, like lately. They won by single digits against Georgetown. They barely squeaked it out against Iowa State, and that's just West Virginia. They're like hot and cold like every single game or so as far as their shooting. That's the thing about West Virginia. They got a pretty good interior defense, but they just haven't been able to find the gem so far with Oscar Tshiebwe. That's the thing. Hey, thanks so much, Kentra. Appreciate it for stopping on by here. Let's see. Illinois is so overrated, and puts out. I agree with that right now. They can score a ton of points, but defensively still a lot of question marks. Same thing as in the same category as Iowa. And they only have like 2 really good players. DeSumo and Coburn. That's it. Central Florida's home for that one. So at the free throw line, Kentucky shoots 2, and they miss both of the free throws at the free throw line. So the ball is going to go right back over to Louisville now. 3:40 left to go. That pass gets deflected. Cardinals able to get it back around the perimeter. They take an open 3. Johnson, no good, hit the front rim. Lance Ware comes up with the rebounds. As the refs are going to say there's rebounding. Is that going to be that's going to be it's going to be a foul picked up on the corner of the perimeter. And this clock will stop. Okay, so it was a foul by Lance Ware down there in the rebounds. So it's going to go right back over to Louisville. 3:25 left to go. Cardinals basketball. Shot fake, top of the key. Jones has it, lost control of the basketball as Kentucky tried to come in. Mintz couldn't get it though. Ball went tapped back to their half court. Louisville lobs it over the top, puts it up, no good. Tipped up in the air, and they still get the offensive rebounds. They controlled it, but they stepped out of baseline, out of bounds though. So Samuel Williamson, he had it, but he stepped right there out of bounds. Kendra puts out, think that this Kentucky team feels the pressure of every shot. They're not play loose with confidence. I agree. It's just it's just been like quite the, I guess the college scene's been way too big for them, especially early on in this year. Kentucky took the 3, they missed it, but they got tapped out of bounds by Louisville. The big question is that can they close out games? That's the thing. Right now I don't have Kentucky in the NCAA tournament picture, but if they start winning games here and getting this together, they gotta run the table though in the SEC. That has to be the thing. You're looking at conference losses. You're looking at around 3 losses in conference play in order to get to the tournaments, most likely, because they already got 5 losses right now. And this one they would have to come out and put on a statement. And they've been doing well so far, hanging right in there. Big reason why their defense. 23-21, Kentucky missed it, but Louisville going to get the basketball back as it went out of bounds. Cardinals have it left wing perimeter. Carly Jones at the top as he is double teamed. Guarded now by Mintz. He'll move it over now at the right wing to Johnson. Johnson at the right wing as he still dribbles. Top of the key, going to take a 3. That was contested, and wow. Pull-up jumper. He makes it by David Johnson for the triple. That's a big-time shot. Cardinals by 5 here, 26-21. 2 minutes left to go. Kentucky at the left wing perimeter. Swings it over into the hands of Clark. Clark back outside to Askew. Passes over. Catch and shoot 3. Good stroke, and Kentucky makes it. That is the one they got to go to, the perimeter threat. He's been the primary knockdown shooter this season for the Wildcats right there with Davion Mintz. 2-point game. Louisville able to split defenders. Couldn't convert on the layup. That should have been an easy one. But Carly Jones missed the layup, and the ball got tapped out of bounds as well by Jones as the clock will stop with 1:32, and Jones did not like that call. So 1:32 left to go before halftime here, folks. I would like to see Olivier Sarr get like better looks with more touches here for Kentucky, because that was how they were able to bounce back in that second half against Notre Dame. A big reason why was Olivier Sarr, and that's where I feel like he's gonna get on the board. He was great against Notre Dame last game. He didn't even attempt a single shot in the last game against UNC. And today he just started out cold from the floor, but still he's been out for a little bit. Once they get him back in for Kentucky here, I definitely like to go inside if I'm Coach Cal there and get Sarr some touches. So 1:32 left to go. What's good, Ronnie? Welcome back onto the stream here, man. It's going to be Kentucky basketball as Mint's going to get the inbound. Puts the ball now into the hands of Askew. Askew puts it back outside to Jackson. They'll hand it back over to Askew. Moves it over to Boston around the perimeter. Bounce pass. Jackson backs his way. Floats it out left baseline to Sarr. Moves it back to the right wing to Mintz. He takes the 3. Davion Mintz is getting hot. Hits down the triple. That was beautiful. Perimeter ball movement right there from Kentucky. We hadn't seen that throughout this season there. We just see a lot of dribbling up the court and taking contested threes, but that was great space gun on that one. Moved it from the top to the right wing, knocked it down by Mintz, and he has been the hot hand once again, 2 for 4 from the outside. 50 seconds left to go. Cardinals take the 3. No good off the mark, and Askew coming up with a rebound. Kentucky has it. Wildcats doing a great job as far as on the boards in this one. Askew going to slow it down. 40 seconds left to go before halftime. Askew dribbles to the top of the key. Olivier Sarr is out there, so we'll see if they do give him a touch in the post or so. As Askew's going to dribble. Moves towards his left, hands it over, turns the corner, pro hop inside. Boston going to get called though for the offensive foul. He runs over a Cardinal defender right in the post as Louisville takes the charge, and it's going to go right back over to Kentucky here with 27 seconds. Yeah, Jackson puts out Central Florida. If they keep it up, might get the 2 seed in the American Conference Tournament. I agree. Right now they're looking like that. 19-18, Central Florida up against Houston with under 4 left to go in that first half. I thought Memphis would be the number 2 team entering the season, but Memphis right now has just been really disappointing once again this year. Memphis last season should have been a top 15 team, and they couldn't even do that. And this year, once again, just unfortunate season to start out. Bounce pass underneath. Cardinals going to put it up. That's a hard-fought bucket for 2 by Jalen Witter. So Louisville takes a 1-point lead, and Kentucky has it off, but they not able to get it there as we go into halftime here. 28-27 to score as we move on right to halftime. Very good competitive first half in the books here. Davion Mintz has been able to keep the Wildcats right into this game. 2 big 3-point shots he got. He leads the way with 8 points so far for the Wildcats. And Devin Askew doing good things as well. He has been building confidence this year. His the first like I'd say the first 4 games or so, Devin Askew just didn't show any confidence. Coach Cal had him start, but he's really young. He reclassified to play this year. He should have been a senior in high school for this year, but he reclassified and became a recruit into this freshman recruiting class, and he just stepped up and played the point and really just didn't play with any confidence in first couple of games. But as far as what I saw against UNC, he is starting to attack the basket. That's been positive. He's done it off of steals. He got a great steal at half court. He took it the distance and laid it up and in, and doing great stuff so far for him. He's got 7 points, 2 rebounds, 2 assists at halftime. And Kentucky's defense, that has been a story why it's been helping them out, especially on the rebounds here. They've got 8 offensive rebounds. It's helped out with second chance points in this one. For the Cardinals, David Johnson, he was my prediction here for a breakout star for this season. In the preseason, David Johnson looking good. He's got 10 points, knocking down 3 perimeter shots from the outside. And then Carlik Jones, who has led the team in scoring this year, he has got 7 so far. How good do I think Jay Wright for Villanova would have Kentucky? Probably about the same as Coach Cal, because those are two of the top coaches in all college basketball there. So I don't think it would be like much difference or so. I think for this Kentucky team, I think it's just a really young team. It's gonna take time to build up, but for Kentucky, this is a positive sign. Because Louisville lost a lot of starters from last season, so this isn't really like the teams that Kentucky had faced this year, like Richmond, Georgia Tech. Those teams have a lot of seniors in their team. Those teams have experience on their roster, and actually upcoming on the schedule, they're gonna take on teams that lack experience coming up on the schedule for Kentucky. So I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, weird to see Kentucky not in the tournament for 2020, Jackson puts out. Right now, as far as how they've been playing, I don't have them in the tournament picture, but still there's a second part of the season left to play. So they can definitely turn it around. But if they do so, you're looking at, you need to finish off the season probably with 7 or 8 overall losses, and that is it. Hey, what's good, Lexi? Welcome onto the stream here. Hope everything is going well. Glad to have you out here once again. Merry Christmas out to you. Who's the best coach in college? I would definitely go with Mark Few at Gonzaga as well. He has the best winning percentage of all the current coaches. He's won 80% of their games. I know he plays in the WCC, but before Few was head coach, Gonzaga wasn't a strong program, and he has, during the past 20 years, he has completely changed that and built up a major powerhouse there over at Gonzaga. And where I'm from at UMass, that's what Coach Cal did back in the 90s at UMass. So now UMass basketball is terrible, but yeah, that's exactly what Coach Cal there, bringing in just he had Marcus Camby play back in the 90s there for UMass. As far as my favorite head coach, though, I'm a Providence fan, so I would go with Ed Coley at PC. He always builds up a team that gets better and better throughout the course of the year, they're not like the prettiest type of team or so. Like they're not gonna score like a ton of points on you, but one of the things they do, they're just physically and mentally tough. Like he's got players that's so physical, gritty, and they can defend at a high level for Providence, and they're one of the teams that always like gets better like every single year. CF puts out Dan Hurley, no contest. I can definitely agree with you, man. I'm a fan of URI as well, and I loved what Hurley did, bringing URI back to the tournament. When they were under Jim Barron at URI, they just were always on the bubble. They couldn't get there. When I was growing up, they were so close every single year. They just couldn't get over the hump, get into the tournament there. And Dan Hurley was able to bring that. I remember they had E.C. Matthews, Jared Terrell on that tournament team for URI. Dan Hurley really digged in his bag and brought up some big-time recruits. So, yeah, UConn's going to be a tournament team this year, I feel like. They should be ranked in the top 25 at the end of this year as well, I think. Because they got a deep roster, and if they get their big man as well, a Cook back, that's going to be able to help out as far as depth on the team. 123 over or under here, Ronnie puts out. Or is it too early to call that? So we got 28-27. Now at halftime, we got 55. We got 110. I think the scoring's going to pick up in the second half. I would take a close over for that, Rodney. So I think the scoring's really going to pick up in the second half between these two teams. And it puts out he thinks we can end the season with 8 and 9 losses. Look at the schedule, just have to be better. If Kentucky's able to do that, I think they can sneak into the tournament probably as a 10, 11, or 12 seed if they finish off with 8 or 9 losses this year. They just can't suffer bad losses. That's the thing. The teams so for Kentucky, they're gonna have to need to win. I feel like at least one game against Tennessee and Missouri right now, because those are the top 2 teams, and you're looking at probably as well Arkansas in that mix if Arkansas keeps it up and is playing well also. But as for Kentucky, the teams that you cannot lose against, you cannot lose your next 2 games. You cannot lose those 2 games. They got coming up on the schedule, next 2 games, Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. Those are the 2 teams I predicted to finish last and second to last in the SEC for this year. Those 2 exact teams, Mississippi State and Vanderbilt. And both of the teams lost a lot. They don't have a lot of stars either, not a whole lot of upperclassmen there on the roster. And they're not going to run into playing those 2 teams as far as experience. Also, they get, actually looking down the schedule, they also get the SEC Big 12 Challenge game. So they have another opportunity to help them out against Texas. If Kentucky comes away with that one, that is huge towards their resume. That game against Texas. What do I think about Texas's final AP ranking? That it's going to be before the tournament there. I'll probably take around I'll probably say around a 9 or a 10 for Texas for their final AP ranking. I think they're probably going to be, probably make it as a 3 seed, most likely. Oh, wow. Kentra puts out, he say Mark Few might be getting point guard here. Hunter Silas from what Kentra heard. Yeah, it's another 5-star. Wow. Jason, welcome in here, man. Yep, he's looking for the Kentucky dub in this one. Got all types of birds out there. I remember the game Flappy Bird back earlier in the 2010s decade. Oh man, they had to take that off the App Store because it got to be so addicting. People used to play that like constantly. Oh, what is Texas's ranking if you beat Kansas? That would go up further. That would probably be a. Let's see. Yeah, let's see what they got right now. So that would definitely be able to go up. So they are 10 currently. Okay, West Virginia's going to drop. And Iowa's going to drop too. Probably going to be around 5 or so for Texas if they do beat Kansas. There's a lot still at stake. Gonzaga plays today. I expect them to win against Virginia though. Iowa's gonna drop out of the top 10 most likely. So Villanova goes up. Houston's got a game currently in progress against Central Florida. And West Virginia will drop too. So Texas already going to surpass 2 teams this week. Wisconsin keeps on going up. That'll be a huge win because Texas would bounce over Kansas in the standings there. So yeah, I'd see them around 5. Chris Mack trying to go for his 50th victory in this one at Louisville. Bradley puts out if he does get the W here today. Dr. 3 a.m. welcome on here on the stream, going out for Kentucky in this one. Ken Trout from the Bay Area, big Miami Canes fan for football. Do I think they could win the championship? I think so. I think they were 20 years ago. They were just unstoppable for the U. But it's gone down recently. But if they're able to bring it back up to what it was, I think they can get a title in the future. So yeah, very good first half. There's another college game going on as well. Houston and Central Florida tied up at the end of one half there. It's 25-25 heading into halftime. And Central Florida, out of nowhere this year, Central Florida is just becoming a threat that like nobody even saw. Like these teams just shockingly have been surprising this year. Central Florida, Northwestern, and I think a lot of people are sleeping on Michigan. I think Michigan beat Central Florida by 22. I know that Michigan had that one odd game against Oakland that it went into overtime, but other than that, Michigan's been playing some really solid basketball, and they haven't really been the talk as far as in the standings. They've been in the back portion of the top 25 for Michigan, but I think they're like a top 25 sleeper team that just keeps on getting better and better. That's gonna take out teams once they get to play tougher competition. Yeah, they haven't played. That win against UCF right now, that is helping out with UCF. Michigan starts out conference play with a lot of soft teams, so we're not gonna see them go to the heavy portion of their schedule for quite a bit. But Minnesota here, as we welcome in Morgan basketball. I heard about that. Minnesota able to take it into overtime, able to get the victory there. But yeah, Michigan's actually got a couple sleeper teams as well along with them. Northwestern and Minnesota coming up on their schedule. Next game's on New Year's Eve against Maryland, though. Maryland's in a rebuilding year, so I don't expect Maryland to be like a great team this year, as it shows already they're 0-2 in the Big Ten for Maryland. But these two games, Northwestern and Minnesota, are close games to keep an eye on. And somehow Penn State... Penn State's 0-2. But they also got Penn State in there. Penn State had that random victory against Virginia Tech, and I'm still not buying Virginia Tech right now. I think once conference play starts out, it's gonna get sorted out as far as we'll see. It'll be telling how good Virginia Tech is. I just think that win against Villanova was more of like an outlier. And then they also won against Clemson though, which was kind of shocking to me. Yeah, Jackson puts out. Maybe TCU gets in as well. 1-1 in the conference. They had that huge come from behind victory against Oklahoma State. I've been surprised how well TCU has done too this year. There's only like 2 terrible teams in the Big 12. That's it, and then everybody else is basically up for grabs. I think TCU, Oklahoma, those 2 teams are gonna be bubble talk for basically the entire schedule, remainder of it. Hunter Silas was supposed to go to Kentucky, but the losing for Kentucky looks like, according to Kendra, has steered him towards Mark Few and his coaching for Gonzaga, it looks like right now. Alright, so we're going to start the second half in just a moment, everybody. Really appreciate all for stopping them by. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell as well. I remember a year ago I covered this game, and we had over 7,000 people view the stream. Unfortunately for these college games now, other people have been streaming it and showing the actual game, which you can't do due to copyright, but people get away with it for somehow, so it's unfortunate. It really is. I've been covering some of the NBA games recently that I've covered, got a ton of people in it because people don't show the game and they take it down, but for college, people have been able to get away with it. It's unfortunate. So we get back to action here, second half. Louisville going to take a 3-point shot off the back iron, no good, rebound Kentucky. Wildcats now have the basketball. They're going to take it past half court. Devin Askew, top of the key, moves it over to Jackson. He dribbles towards his right, hands it off to Askew, hands it off to Mintz. We get a foul here as the clock will stop with 19:33. Yeah, we had 7,000 views in the stream from a year ago. We had, that's the total views. We had over 400 people in the chat at once for last year's game. Kentucky at the free throw circle. Sarr moves it back over to Boston, who pass over to Askew. Back outside of Boston. He dribbles. Deep 2 jumper, and that's no good. That was contested there by Brandon Boston, and he should look to attack the lane instead, which he didn't. Cardinals have it back. Brandon Boston has a very low percentage shooting this season. For the top 5 star that came in. Floats it up. Big block there by Jackson. Here goes Kentucky on a 2-on-1. Shovels it out. Askew. Lob over the top. Jackson going to put it down right there with a 2-handed flush on the alley-oop. Wildcats with a 1-point lead, 29-28. Isaiah Jackson's defense has been great this season. He had that big block fest against Georgia Tech. He is off transition. That was a big alley-oop there. Great 2-on-1 advantage. Louisville has the ball. The ball gets stolen away in the key. There goes Jackson again with a steal. Pass up the court here. Boston this time attacks. He gets the layup as that is good. And Brandon Boston puts it up and in as he gets fouled as well. And he'll go to the free throw line and shoot one coming up. 31-28. Kentucky up by 3. Wow. Vaughn puts out, you could go to prison for 10 years for illegal streaming. I did not know that, but yeah, it's something that it does with copyright. Like you can't take other people's content. Like you can't take the network's content from ESPN and show it because it's like copyright. So that's why. But a lot of people don't know that. 32-28, because the NBA and the NFL is really strict. They take those down immediately. Right baseline jumper. Cardinals miss it. Offensive rebounds. They put it up and it gets deflected out of bounds. Kentucky with another defensive statement there. Isaiah Jackson was a part of that one as well. Isaiah Jackson's defense just turning this game into points in transition lately for Kentucky. Yeah, Alvin Kamara. Incredible last night. Has 6 rushing touchdowns in NFL record. 18:15 left to go. Cardinals around the perimeter has it. At the left wing, Dre Davis with the basketball, and refs are going to call a foul picked up. It's away from the ball. It's picked up by Davion Mintz. CF puts out, good thing his internet is so bad and never loads the stream. Oof. I remember last night during the Lakers game, somebody put in an Italian link into my stream, and we had to take him out. We warned him. He was like, "Yo, I got the link. It's in Italian though," and then he got removed from the chat. Well, refs are gonna call another foul here. It's off the inbound, and it's picked up by Kentucky again. Clock will start with 18:07. We take a look at foul trouble because that's the reason why it crushed Kentucky in the last game. And Kentucky today only has 5 personal fouls. They lost big time in the second half against UNC because of all the foul trouble they had. Cardinals have it left baseline, but they traveled with the basketball. So Kentucky will have it back here with 17:57. No, you're not breaking the law if you watch those illegal game streams. So, no, you're not breaking the law, but the people who's showing it, those are the ones that those are the ones that could get into trouble. Those are the people that will get like probably a copyright strike on their channel if they show it, if it runs into that problem. Bad decision there by Askew. Ball gets stolen away by Louisville here as they're gonna take it coast to coast, lays it up and in. That's good for 2 by Dre Davis. 2-point game, but a great game so far in this battle. 32-30, Kentucky has it, backs his way, right baseline. Jackson, no good, missed it, as it was an air ball, as Cardinals will get the rebounds. Here goes Louisville here. Floats it up over the top, deflected, stolen away here by Isaiah Jackson. Here to go on a 3-on-2. Kentucky drives inside, Mintz with a layup up and good. That's off the backboard for 2. Isaiah Jackson, his defense here has been huge, leading points into transition by the Kentucky Wildcats in this one. Jackson with 2 blocks along with a steal as well. 17 minutes remain. Cardinals now have it. Pass over left corner, wide open 3. They take it and they make it at the left corner. Great game there. Knocks down the triple by Quinn Slazinski. Puts it to a 1-point game. And a timeout taken by Coach Cal. Coach Cal talking to Askew about that right now. I think he was the one who was set to defend Slazinski. He was actually, yeah, he was away from that. But yeah, Coach Cal talking to Devin Askew right now. 34-33 the score. Do I think that St. Louis will rebound after the loss against Minnesota? Yes. St. Louis is a really good team. They just had trouble defending Minnesota, but I think they're gonna be a team that a lot of people are gonna sleep on. I think they'll be able to still do some damage there in the tournament, I think. I think it's probably going to be Alabama-Clemson in the title game for college football once again this year. Oh, okay, thanks so much for clarification there, Bradley. So Cardinals timeout. They got it. So 34-33 the score. Great game between these two teams as far as this one today. And Kentucky up to a 7-5 second half lead, and Isaiah Jackson, he has played a crucial role in the reason why the Wildcats are up now by 1 point here. He's had 2 blocks, also 2 steals. It's led to points in transition. Devin Askew, Davion Mintz was the one who had the layup. Devin Askew had the lob over the top to the alley-oop to Jackson, who threw it down off a 2-on-1. Been able to get those transition points. As for the Cardinals, big 3-point shots. Quinn Slazinski hit one to put this one winning a 1-point game, and just the perimeter ball movement where they had spacing, able to take the open jumper, and they knocked it down at the left corner. So Louisville's got 6 3-point shots so far. Kentucky not a strong 3-point shooting team as we know throughout the course of the season, but it's Davion Mintz the one that's helped out once again from the perimeter, knocking down 2 triples. Askew had an early 3-point shot, and this game, for both of these teams, I feel like every single point's going to matter in this type of game today. Total flip side from the last Kentucky game that I streamed against UNC, where there were ticky-tack calls all over the place, we are moving quite a bit through this game currently so far in this one, as not a whole lot of turnovers. and not a whole lot of fouls either. This is a good game. I like a type of game like this where there's not a whole lot of free throws going on. Kentucky with only 5 personal fouls and 6 fouls picked up by Louisville, and it's, as far as this one goes, it's been good. Great competitive game between these two teams. And yeah, we're in the second as well as I update that. I had the old graphic from the first. There we go. So we're in the second as well. So we are in the second half here, 34-33. So 34-33 the score here, part of the second half. Ty thinks the Missouri has a good chance to get their first SEC title. They've looked the part right now. I think Tennessee is going to be the toughest team to go up against from the looks of it currently. It's going to be Kentucky basketball. Boston puts the ball into the hands of Askew. Back over to Boston here. 16:40 left to go. Boston moves to the Jackson. The right baseline guarded by Slazinski. Backs his way, and the refs will call a foul there on the court, and it's going to be picked up. Offensive foul by Isaiah Jackson. So Jackson leans in with a shoulder and guarded by Slazinski and picks up the offensive foul. That's going to be Jackson's second personal now. Not really anybody in foul trouble in this game compared to the last game, but Jackson going to head towards the bench. Coach Cal just not happy about that one. 16:30 left to go. Cardinals basketball. So Jackson not on the court right here. We'll see what Louisville can do without one of the toughest defenders for Kentucky out there. And the Cardinals, they get called around the perimeter with an offensive foul themselves. That is away from the basketball set up there. It's J.J. Traynor. Hasn't played much today, and he gets called for the offensive foul. 3 personals by both of these teams right now in the second half. It's going to go back over to Kentucky. Sarr hands it off now. Mintz slides over to Askew at the left wing perimeter. Davion Askew puts it back outside the Mintz. I cannot believe that they put Tennessee versus Missouri over on the SEC network on Wednesday and elect to put on ESPN Vanderbilt against Florida. They pass over left corner, ball gets stolen away here by the Cardinals. Louisville has it down by 1. Dre Davis moves it over left baseline. Drives inside. Jones hit the front rim and ball's on the ground. Fight for the basketball. Louisville going to come away with it, as the clock will stop with 15:45 left to go. And we're going to go to another timeout once again here, 34-33. The score. So we just took a timeout just a couple moments ago. Western Kentucky could win Conference USA. Jackson puts out. I agree to that. I think Western Kentucky is going to be the one that wins Conference USA, and I think they have the chance to knock off definitely a first-round opponent. I think they can knock off, and depending on the matchup for the second round for the tournament, I think they might be able to do that as well if they're healthy. So it's going to be a media timeout here, 15:45. It was Kentucky who came up with a rebound, but it was a tie up underneath. That looked, it was Louisville who came up with the rebounds. It looked like a clear Cardinals rebound though, underneath. But Brandon Boston, he came in late. The refs blew a whistle on a tie up. And they're going to say that it's going to be Kentucky basketball, looks like. So defensive rebound went to Boston there. So this is just the type of game that, like, I feel like every single possession is going to count there. That one a crusher for Louisville. So yeah, right now we're just on another timeout. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Ring that notification bell as well if you'd like to be notified about future play-by-play live streams. Houston taking on Central Florida. That game's tied up at 25 right now at halftime. And Northwestern looking good. They're up against Ohio State 12-10. So this Northwestern team, man, they right now so far, they look like the real deal coming right out this season. Welcome in, Raptor. What's good, man? Merry Christmas out to you and your family. Hopefully your mom's doing well. LSU up against Nichols right now, 21-14. Yeah, Alvin Kamara got 6 touchdowns yesterday. That was ridiculous. All right, so 34-33, great game as we got 15:45 left to go. I cannot believe that they put on South Florida against Memphis on ESPN2 on Tuesday, that they actually scheduled that type of game there on Tuesday. So we get right back into this one, 15:40 left to go. Devin Askew now with the basketball at the right wing. Kentucky had it. Say the big tie-up underneath, able to get the ball back. Right baseline. Sarr has it, and a whistle and a foul. It's going to be picked up by Louisville here. Away from the ball once again. They get their 4th personal. Hey, what's good here? NL Elk Fork, welcome on to the stream here, bud. Thanks so much for the like and the sub here. It's going to be Kentucky inbound right underneath their hoop. They're up by 1. They're going to take a 3 top of the key. No good by Askew. Missed it. Rebound into the hands of Davis here for the Cardinals. Louisville going to set it up with 15:15 left to go. At the right wing perimeter, Louisville takes the jumper. Shot fake. Deep 2. No good by Jones. Tipped out of bounds, and the Cardinals going to have it again. Let's see here. The WAC. Maybe Grand Canyon, New Mexico State. I'm going to stick with New Mexico State until they prove otherwise. They have just owned that conference. But Grand Canyon is on the upswing as of lately. They almost took down Arizona State, even though Arizona State right now is not a tournament team. They've been another disappointing team this season. Jumper Louisville missed it, top of the free throw circle. Rebound Kentucky. Wildcats here with the basketball with 14:50 left to go. Pass over to Jackson, right baseline. Isaiah Jackson, double team, moves it out, left corner, but the ball gets intercepted as that one gets picked off by Johnson. Cardinals have it back off the steal. David Johnson at the top of the key. He's going to set it up now. Guarded by Askew, moves it out to the top once again, Slozinski. Slozinski passes to the left wing. Deep 3 as they'll take it, and Louisville no good from the outside. Missed 3-point shot, rebound Kentucky. Here goes the Wildcats. Mintz will slow it down. Mintz pass over to Askew at the top of the key. They're slowing it down with 14:15 left to go, less than 20 in the shot clock. Terrence Clark now with the basketball. Clark now puts it outside. Mintz dribbles backward to Clark. Ball fake, dribbles inside, pro hop, puts it up, too high off the glass, tipped up in the air. Isaiah Jackson coming up with another offensive rebound. Jackson passes Clark, left baseline. Before that, though, a foul picked up. And it's going to be offensive by Isaiah Jackson, and that is his 3rd. So Isaiah Jackson needs to watch out. He has helped out tremendously with the Wildcats in this game when it's come to the defense. And helped out a ton with transition points. With his defense leading to offense, and Isaiah Jackson just picked up his 3rd personal. Still stuck at the same score, 34-33. Cardinals basketball with under 14 minutes left to go. Top of the key, Louisville. This is a grinded out type of game. I thought it would hit the over. This type of game today. Johnson dribbles, burst the speed, puts it up and in off the glass. That is good for 2. David Johnson takes the lead. He is keeping in the Cardinals in this one. Johnson now today, he has got 10 points. 13.5 remaining. Boston back to the top here to Mintz. Mintz dribbles towards the right wing as he is guarded by Williamson. Shovels it out, left wing Askew. Askew looking to pass it. Hands it off now. Jumper, left elbow jumper, no good by Jacob Toppin. Tipped up, offensive rebound. Lance Ware double teamed. He puts it up. Couldn't get it. Tipped up in the air, and a rebound goes to the Cardinals there. Approaching 13 minutes left to go. Tough shot right in the post there. Louisville's defense was on top of it. Cardinals now with it. Turns the corner inside. Carly Jones, good for 2. Favorite college team is Providence. Providence and URI. I live in Massachusetts, but I'm not too far away from Providence, like 15 minutes down the road. Timeout taken. Cardinals on a run here. Problem for Kentucky this season, closing out second half games. As Coach Cal takes a timeout, Kentucky down to 2 timeouts remaining, and 2 timeouts as well by Louisville. If you guys are new to my stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. ring that notification bell as well. I cover play-by-play NBA games, college basketball games here on Behind Your Arc Basketball. Also, later today I'll be covering Gonzaga against Virginia. So feel free to stop on board for that one. Yeah, Raptor puts out kind of shocking, a terrible Kentucky team, barely losing. It's just the shot-making decisions that they have made past couple minutes. They have been held scoreless in the last, 4 minutes or so because they've been taking deep 2 contested jumpers. Once again, they got to start attacking inside for Kentucky and not going back to their old game plan of taking those jumpers that they couldn't hit like the first half against Notre Dame. So Isaiah Jackson, with him picking up 3 personals, that's going to be a thing to monitor here because they need his defense. That is big for Kentucky. For Louisville, they've been able to hit big-time shots lately. And they attacked the basket on the last possession, and Carly Jones was able to dribble past the defense. That was a huge bucket. That's why the Cardinals up by 3. It's going to come down. I think this is going to be a one-possession game, it feels like, for the final. 37-34 to score. It's going to be Kentucky basketball. Wildcats on the court here. This is Mintz Askew, Lance Ware, Brandon Boston, and Jacob Toppin. Dribbles inside. Mintz puts it up, and he's going to get contacted and fouled from behind. David Johnson going to pick up the personal. Clock will stop with 12:28. 5th personal by Louisville here. It's going to send Davion Mintz to the line shooting 2. Hey, thanks so much, Raven. Appreciate it. Raven will be back here for Gonzaga later today. So Mintz shooting 2 at the line. First shot good. Problem for Kentucky this season, they just haven't been able to close out games. That's the thing for second half woes there. The turnovers have been much, much better. Much better today for Kentucky compared to the first half of their non-conference schedule. That was a train wreck. Second free throw, that one is good. Kind of wish that Zags versus Cavs was a night game. Yeah, I totally agree there for that one. I wish that would be like an 8 o'clock game. I would Virginia Cavaliers. Speaking of Cavs, I would love to see Gonzaga against actual NBA Cleveland Cavaliers and see that type of game. Cardinals with a jumper got blocked by Kentucky, and Louisville tried to chase after the basketball and they tipped it out of bounds. So it's going to be Kentucky ball here. Kentucky been able to get breaks, and this has been just a physically tough game. I expected it right from this type of game here. You roll out both of these teams' record, big rivalry game, best one for top rivalry in college basketball right there with Duke and UNC as well. And it's been that type of game today, physical. Kentucky has it, right wing perimeter, bounce past the Sarr. Sarr traveled with the ball. The refs are going to call it on him. It's going to go back to Louisville. That's a bad turnover by Olivier Sarr. The time of the Gonzaga game is at 4 o'clock Eastern. So it tips off about an hour and a half from now. So 4 o'clock Eastern, Gonzaga, Virginia. Yeah, they had planned on doing, last week they had planned on doing Virginia against Villanova at 8 o'clock. Wow, Raptor thinks that the NBA could be on CBS in the future. They're losing SEC football, so maybe replace it with a Saturday NBA game. That would be really cool. Wow. I remember back in the 2000s, they had the NBA on NBC. Alright, another timeout taken on the court. Very tight game. 11:47 remaining. Hey, what's good, Alejandro? Welcome out onto the stream here. Alfonso McKinney, first three-pointer. That's the Lakers there. That's good for him last night. Yeah, that would make sense there, since CBS also owns TNT, and TNT already takes the NBA games as well. Yeah, Jackson puts out it'd be cool if the Big 12 was on CBS. I agree with that, because they put the Big 12 on ESPN Plus. That's a shame that they have Big 12 games on ESPN Plus. Vaughn heard that NBCSN might not be a channel a year from now. Wow, because of Peacock. Yeah, Peacock's just, these past, 6 months or so, when Peacock has come out, it has completely grown. Like, Peacock's been the next big thing. Yeah, that'd definitely be cool, Jackson. For sure, man. I cannot believe that some of the Big 12 games they put on ESPN Plus. I totally agree with that, Raptor. Yeah, because Mountain West now, they've got the rights to CBS Sports Network, where they put this Saturday they got a Mountain West game over on CBS. I think it's a good matchup though. It's San Diego State involved. Yeah, this is odd. They have a game on ABC today with Houston against UCF going on. That game is on ABC. It's not on ESPN, and Houston leads by 37-36 against UCF. So now ABC has stepped into the college picture. Let's see, Mountain West. I think it's it's definitely an afternoon game that they were supposed to have. Oh, they canceled it. It was supposed to be, I think it was supposed to be San Diego State versus UNLV. But they had canceled it, I think. Unless it's the following week here. I'm going to see. It's definitely one of these weeks. They have a CBS game for Mountain West. Yeah, I think they canceled it. So that game got postponed. All right, we're going to get back to action here. 37-36 the score. Yeah, I would not like ESPN Plus to take Big 12 games on, because that doesn't come along with anybody's cable package. That's a premium channel that you have to pay separately for. So if you have to watch one game, you have to pay the price for that just to watch one game. It makes 0 sense. So yeah, so we are back into it. Yeah, there's a flagrant 1 on Olivier Sarr. So it's going to set Louisville now to the free throw line after the timeout. It's going to be Jalen Withers. First one's up. That one's good by Withers. And Withers going to get a second one as well. So that happened over the timeout. That Olivier Sarr. We came back from the timeout, and yeah, that's costly right there for Kentucky. That's very costly. Jalen Withers hitting both of the free throws, and if Kentucky loses this game, they fall to 1-6. That is a crusher. Why? Just frustration there. It's gonna be Louisville basketball as well. So Cardinals get the inbound and ball into the hands of Jones. He's gonna dribble, try to go coast to coast, dishes underneath over to Withers, and we got a blocking foul as well called. Kentucky picks up the personal. It's gonna send Louisville right back to the free throw line. Clock will stop with 11:43. Yeah, I remember that Raptor when TNT hosted the draft. I remember TNT used to do NASCAR races on there. They used to have NASCAR races on FX, Speed, the Speed channel, which is no longer. They used to do qualifying over there. 11:35 left to go, 3-point game. No free throws, though, as Louisville will have the ball. Bounce pass inside over to Withers, and Withers going to put that one up and in for 2. They extended. This game's getting a little bit away from Kentucky right now, and once this game gets away, it's the largest lead, by the way, by Louisville so far. They lead it by 5. When Kentucky has been down in the second half, they've struggled to make a comeback. They pass over right baseline. Dribbles here, Boston. Moves it back out to the right wing. Mintz with it. Spin move, free throw circle. Back outside, Boston. Catch and shoot three, and he has just had a low percentage this season from the outside. Missed that one. Rebound Cardinals. Wide open three. They'll take it. They couldn't connect on it either. Tipped up, rebounded by Mintz. And Mintz going to get collided and bumped into as Samuel Williamson picks up the personal. And that's going to send Kentucky now to the bonus. So Kentucky here, 1-1 bonus coming up, Davion Mintz. That was a nice throwback there when they used to have NASCAR racing all the way back on the Speed Channel. Hey, see you later, Raptor. Glad to have you out on the stream, bud. So 10:57 remaining. 1-1 bonus. First one good at the line by Mintz. Second half falls have really picked up between these two teams. 7 personals in the second half by Louisville. 6 right now by Kentucky. Second free throw coming up at the line by Davion Mintz. And no good off the back iron. Rebound by Louisville. Cardinals with a big board there. They will dribble past half court. We have 10:45 left to go. Carly Jones dribbles now. Makes his drive. Stop and pop jumper. Jones gets it for 2. Cardinals' largest lead by 6. 10.5 left to go. Let's see if Kentucky can answer here. Askew at the top of the key. Bounce past to Clark. They've yet to hit a shot in almost 7 minutes. And that's going to be another personal picked up. Away from the basketball, Louisville's 8th. And that will send Kentucky right back to the line. 1-1 bonus again. Kentucky at the free throw line. If they lose this game, free throw is going to be the problem. They're 6 for 11 at the line today. Once again, that's the crusher why they've lost a couple of these games this year. Especially with other things into it. Turnovers were terrible. They haven't had a lot of difficulty turning over the basketball as far as today. 1-1 bonus. First one's good. Jackson hits it. 5-point Cardinals lead. Second free throw coming up here at the line. And Jackson knocks it down. Every single point and bucket counts in this one to determine the winner in this type of game. And for Kentucky right now, this could determine your season basically, depending on if you want to make the tournament and bounce back this season. 43-39 to score, 10:20 left to go. That's the big thing for college basketball. Every single game counts when determining the seeding for the bracket for the tournament. Double team set up. Louisville bounce pass top of the key. Moves it back outside to Jones. Jones has it here at the top. Back out to the left wing. Davis will take the 3. It's up, no good. Tipped up and rebound Kentucky. Alex, welcome on the stream here. Minnesota top 25. Yes, I'm going to take them in the top 25. Big win yesterday against Iowa. Also won against St. Louis as well, who's a pretty legit team also. And I see them in the top 25. 3-point shot. Kentucky missed it. Rebound back to Louisville here. Cardinals having in transition. Bounce pass. They get it. That's good for 2. Up and in off the backboard by Samuel Williamson. 6-point lead once again. 9.5 left to go. Kentucky moves it out to the left wing. This team just not urgent as far as trying to attack the basket. They'll start out around the perimeter. When the shot clock goes down, they'll start to attack. Bounce pass left elbow. Backing his way in. There's Toppin. Turnaround jumper, and he got it to fall. That's a tough bucket right there by Jacob Toppin. 4-point game. Jacob Toppin looking pretty good off the bench today for the Wildcats. He's got himself 6 points. Favorite announcer, that would be Gus Johnson there. Gus Johnson, absolute man. I wish he was still calling March Madness games. Louisville with the ball, but we have a foul picked up on the court. Clock will stop with 8:58. It's going to be Kentucky's 7th, and it's picked up by Jacob Toppin. Or Jacob Toppin now, he's got 8 points. So he hit that one. He's 4 for 5 from the floor, so update on Jacob Toppin. He's got 8. which is big off the bench today because he hasn't played a ton of minutes. If you guys are new to my stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe. I really appreciate it all for stopping by here. I'm Behind the Arc Basketball. Cardinals going to shoot 2 at the line. First free throw, that's up and through. David Johnson going to shoot his second one at the line. He is carrying the Cardinals in this game. He has got himself 13 points total, leading scorer. Carlik Jones also in double figures with 11. Second free throw, Johnson knocks it down. Louisville by 6. We'll see what this young Kentucky team has to offer here. When they've been trailing in the second half, they've been panicking and missing shots, which led to an open breakthrough and double-digit victories for their opponents. Kentucky has it at the left wing with Mintz. Mintz guarded by Jones, pass out top here to top and hands it back over to Mintz. Urgency is not what Kentucky is thinking right now for. Instead, they're going to settle for a good look. They knock it down at the left baseline. That was a really good look right there with a beautiful touch on it by Jacob Toppin for 2. 4-point game with 8:20 left to go. Jacob Toppin has exploded here for Kentucky. He is getting high-quality looks and is helping out his team with his great decision-making, shooting these shots. Right corner 3, wide open. Louisville no good at the front rim. They get an offensive rebound at one dribble. Pro hop in the post. Johnson puts it up, and he gets fouled as well. That's a big bucket there for the Cards. David Johnson, offensive rebounds, one dribble pro hop, puts it up and then off the backboard and gets the and one. That's a tough bucket here. And the foul is picked up by Isaiah Jackson for Kentucky, and he is I think that should be that's his 4th personal. So Isaiah Jackson, that's bad for Kentucky, starting to get into foul trouble once again with their bigs, because Isaiah Jackson's got 4 personals, and he has been the one, especially early on in the second half, that has helped out the Wildcats a ton, generating defense into offense. The and one, that's good at the line. Cardinals by 7. 8 minutes left to go. Kentucky basketball, Askew with it at the right wing perimeter, guarded by Johnson. Askew bounce pass, got deflected out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals. $7:56 left to go here, folks, out in this one, as we're going to go on a timeout taken as well. So once again, same spot that we were in a week ago with Kentucky here. They were picking up quite a bit of fouls in that second half. They got into a lot of foul trouble, and when their bigs fouled out, the single-digit lead turned into a 2 3-point game against UNC, then a 6 7-point game where the Cardinals up now by 7. And then that, all of a sudden, final minutes turned into a double-digit victory for the Tar Heels. And this one, once again, Isaiah Jackson in a lot of foul trouble again. He's got 4 personals. And for Kentucky here, this is a player here that's kept them in defensively throughout this game. And that's going to be a major loss if he picks up a 5th coming up. He's got 4 personals right now, and Olivier Sarr right behind him with 3 personals. And the thing here with today, Olivier Sarr needs to touch that basketball. He needs to get involved in the game offensively if Kentucky wants a chance, and that's what he did against Notre Dame. He scored over 20 points against the Fighting Irish because he was in the game offensively, being involved in the game. And today, start out with 3 quick misses in the first 2-3 minutes, and just has never received a single shooting attempt after that. Do I think the score might get into the 70s here? I'm going to say no to that right now. This one looks like it's going to be a grinded out type of game. I had said the over earlier on in this game. I thought that it could be the over, but right now 50-43, and we're already well past the halfway stage of the second half. Doesn't look like it right now. Do I ever go shooting? No. I actually don't like hunt or go to a shooting range here, but I know it's really popular up towards my area in New England, especially when you get up further north, like up into the White Mountains in New Hampshire. They got a lot of hunting going on over there. Quick scoreboard update. Houston up against Central Florida, 46-41 to score. Ohio State currently leads Northwestern 29-26. If Northwestern wins this game, they should definitely be ranked for this upcoming week. LSU up against Nichols 37-29. Depending on, let's see here, who's going to drop out of the top 25? That's the question. Minnesota will be in the top 25, so Minnesota is definitely going to be there. As far as teams dropping out, that's difficult to know. North Carolina is 5-3, so UNC is going to drop out, it looks like. And to replace UNC, I would take Minnesota over NC State because NC State lost by double digits to St. Louis. Minnesota won against St. Louis and was able to beat Iowa, so I would take Minnesota there for that spot. And then after that, if Northwestern wins against Ohio State would drop out. It looks like out of the top 25 most likely. Also Virginia. I think depending on if Virginia loses, depending on the severity of that loss against Gonzaga, Virginia might drop out of the top 25 if they lose by like 25-30 today against Gonzaga. We are back to action. 50-43 the score. Both of the teams have 2 timeouts each remaining. And it's going to be free throws coming up by Kentucky. They were fouled right in the post. So Kentucky here at the line, 50-43. Jacob Toppin going to be the one shooting two at the free throw line. So we are back into it. Kentucky in the... Or actually just one at the free throw line right now. It was a non-shooting call. So just one at the free throw line. Next time, it's a double bonus. Yeah, that's right. They got 9 for Louisville. ESPN updates it early instead of waiting for the 10th fall. And the ball went out of bounds. So missed the free throw. It went out of bounds by Kentucky off the 1-and-1 bonus, and it's going to go back over to Louisville. Free throw's just been a crusher for Kentucky in this game. If they lose, that's a big reason why, because every single point matters. This ball gets stolen away. Here goes Kentucky on the fast break, drives inside, got blocked from behind. They missed the second chance, but able to get the third chance right there off the tipping by Brandon Boston. Every single point counts, and they are lucky that they were able to get that off the steal. They've got a good chunk of transition points today. Louisville able to take it past half court. Carly Jones to the right wing. Back outside to Carly Jones here. He slows it down, guarded by Askew. Do I have Missouri moving up? Yes, they should be up over Michigan State, who is able to lose. And Rutgers also lost, so Missouri should be able to go over those two teams, Michigan State and Rutgers now. 6:40 left to go. Kentucky going to get another steal right around half court. They missed it off the top of the backboard, though. It's Jacob Toppin just too high right there off the backboard. The ball gets rebounded right back to the Cardinals. 6.5 remaining. Louisville able to break the double team trap. They dribble now inside, floats it up, and off the back iron, no good. Offensive rebounds. They will get it. That's a huge offensive board. Cardinals going to set it up. They're up by 5 here with 6:15 left to go. Slowing down tempo. Louisville has it top of the key as they dribble. Drives inside. Carly Jones with a bucket. Big move right there. Able to split defenders right in the lane for 2 for Carly Jones. 7-point Cardinals lead now with 5:55 left to go. This has been a 7-point game, like this range, 5 and 7 for a while now. Kentucky just hasn't been able to shake it. It's been 2 points here. The next minute, it's been 2 points here. They got to start showing urgency offensively because Louisville's been taking a ton of time off the clock here, using their possessions and getting baskets at the very end of their possession. Or offensive rebounds, which has crushed Kentucky. Kentucky has it, drives inside Askew. Moves it back out, Boston to the top, Mintz. Takes the 3 straight away, hits it. Wow. Big triple right there by Davion Mintz. 52-48 with 5:20 left to go. Cardinals have it here. Incredible game. This has lived up to its hype. That is one thing for sure. You take big-time shots like that. That is something we never saw this season from Kentucky. And Davion Mintz been the one today. Stop and pop jumper at the left elbow. And that is going to go down by Louisville. But they're going to call a foul before that shot, though. They will say foul before the shot. So they will not put the points on the board, it looks like, for the Cardinals. Instead, it's going to send Carly Jones to the free throw line. So 9 personals here in the second half by Kentucky, 9 personals by Louisville. Carly Jones with 13. He's going to shoot 1-1 bonus here since it's the 9th. And first one's good. Do you have a tight end and a defense starting in fantasy this week? Yes. The game doesn't matter, though. Yeah, it looks like Vaughn puts out Alex doesn't have a tight end. Yeah, I've been having a lot of tight end problems this year. And, yep. Looks like he doesn't have a tight end, and this week doesn't matter anyway for fantasy. Because it's just consolation ladder right now, unless you're in the championship. Both of the free throws go down by Carly Jones. 54-48 the score. Kentucky has it. Right wing perimeter with under 5 minutes left to go. Urgency for Kentucky. That has to be a must right now. In this type of game. And away from the ball, there's going to be another personal picked up, and that is Louisville's 10th. So this will send Kentucky to the free throw line shooting 2, double bonus. Something that the Wildcats have not been able to rise upon today. 8 for 14 at the line. You know where those 6 free throws could have gone to on the scoreboard right now as Olivier Sarr missed the first one. Ouch. He has got 0 points today by Olivier Sarr. A quick 0 for 3 from the floor here in the first half by Sarr and just missed his first free throw. Second shot drills it. 54-49, 5-point game, and Kentucky has missed 7 free throws. Louisville takes a pass half court, lob over the top, watch out! Nobody back transitional defense right there, and that's a huge slam off the alley-oop that gets thrown down by Jalen Withers. No communication right there defensively. 4:40 left to go. Kentucky underneath, they're going to put that one up from the outside, and that is good. Big pass right there. Davion Mintz hits a big-time shot. It's a 4-point game. Davion Mintz has been the one to keeping the Wildcats in this game. 4.5 left to go. Cardinals with the basketball. Kentucky picks up a personal. So it's going to set Louisville here to the free throw line. And they are in the double bonus. Both these teams with 10 personals in the second half. Davion Mintz, just big-time shot contested by Carly Jones. And that is something that they could not do this season. And Mintz is the one that has kept Kentucky right in this one, only down by 4. They just haven't been able to shake it, though. They've been down by that range 4 to 7 throughout the most part of the second half. First free throw, Carly Jones hits it. 57-52. Olivier Sarr going to check out of the game here with 4.5 left to go. Going to bring back Isaiah Jackson playing with 3 personals on the court here for Kentucky. Isaiah Jackson, Davion Mintz, B.J. Boston, Jacob Toppin. Second free throw coming up by Jones and also Devin Askew. No good. Rolled around the rim and out. Rebound back to Kentucky. Ball into the hands of Askew here. Takes the pass half court. For the Cardinals, looks like this on the court. Samuel Williamson, David Johnson, Jalen Withers, Carly Jones, and also Dre Davis. Brandon Boston going to float it up. No good. He gets almost at his own offensive rebound, but gets grabbed from behind. The Cardinals will pick up a foul by Carly Jones, and the clock will stop with 4:11. So Brandon Boston going to go to the free throw line here, shooting a double bonus, 2 free throws. Scoreboard update, tied up at halftime. Number 23, Ohio State versus Northwestern. That game is tied up at 34 even. And Houston taking on, right now, Central Florida. As that score is 48-43 Houston. By the way, Buccaneers up 40-0 against the Lions. Tom Brady with 4 touchdown passes. Wow. First free throw, it's good at the line by Brandon Boston. What's good, Ryan? Appreciate it, bud, for stopping on by. Second free throw, Boston hits it. What a game here, folks. 1 possession game with 4:10 left to go. It's going to be Cardinals basketball. Louisville has it here. They're going to dribble this one right past the half-court logo. Puts the ball into the hands of Jones as he is guarded by Mintz. Under 4 minutes left to go here, folks. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub. In a one-possession game at Louisville's home court. Here goes Carly Jones. Dribbles now. Drives inside. Jones puts it up. No good. Tipped in the air, and it goes out of bounds. Last touch by the Cardinals. Carly Jones and also Jalen Withers underneath there as they had a prime position to pick up that basketball. Couldn't get there. And it's going to go back to Kentucky right now. Timeout on the court. 3:44 left to go. Kentucky with 2 timeouts. Cardinals with 2 timeouts, as this one will be a media timeout. Anybody's game here, folks. Get the bright light on over here. We'll see what decides the champion. One of the greatest rivalries in all sports out in this one. Man, Davion Mintz, what a game for Kentucky. He is the one who has helped out the Wildcats keep them in the game. He's got 19 points, knocking down some really difficult three-point shots for the Wildcats today. Hand in the face a couple moments ago by Carly Jones. Contested three, hit it down for the Cardinals here. David Johnson, he's got 17, breakout candidate this season. And also, Carly Jones, he has got 16 so far. These two have been carrying the Cardinals today. Very, very low-scoring type of game so far. Same as Houston UCF, 48-43 with 5.5 left to go as Houston leads it. So I'll keep you guys updated there. And Northwestern Ohio State tied up at 34 at halftime. LSU up against Nichols, 44-39 in that first half. It's going to come down to possibly foul trouble. That's where Kentucky right now, their big Isaiah Jackson, he was huge in the early stage of this second half, putting up 2 blocks and 2 steals, led to buckets in transition by Kentucky. And Isaiah Jackson, he has got himself 4 personal fouls, the only one in quite a lot of foul trouble right now. Other than that, their other big, Olivier Sarr, he's picked up 3 personals, and also their best player today, Davion Mintz. He has got 3 personal fouls picked up as well. So that's foul trouble for Kentucky. Foul trouble for Louisville looks like this. 3 personals picked up by 3 players each. Jalen Withers, Samuel Williamson, and J.J. Traynor off the bench, who has barely played today. As far as their top 2 players, though, for Louisville, the numbers in their favor right now in this game with 3:44 left to go. David Johnson, 1 personal foul, and Carly Jones with 2 personals, where Kentucky's best player, Davion Mintz, he's got 3 personals. So it could very come down to, in this game, could come down to foul trouble in this one, and Kentucky had a lot of problems there against UNC in the late stages. Indeed, Raven, definitely makes for a great game to listen to. Kentucky's defense it's been key this season for Kentucky's defense until they've started to lose players due to foul trouble, and that's how the game against UNC got wide open a week ago, and the turnovers in the second half against Georgia Tech. The defense in the first half kept them in, and then in the second half, the turnovers just piled up here. It's just smart decisions. That's been the problem, but decision making here for Kentucky. Davion Mintz has had the touch today. He has been the go-to. Davion Mintz has been able to hit his threes, and that's been a struggle all season long for Kentucky, is hitting three-point shots, and even though they've only hit 5 today, Mintz has hit 4 out of the 5. So we get right back into it. It's going to be Kentucky basketball after the Louisville turnover before the timeout. So here's Kentucky's ball in a one-possession game. Wildcats take it past half court. 3:35 left to go. At the top of the key, Jacob Toppin now has it into the game for Kentucky. Askew, Toppin, Mintz, Jackson. Jackson receives the ball. Turnaround jumper, takes it. Off the back iron, no good. Big slam off the cutter right there as he gets his own possession right back. That was Isaiah Jackson following up his shot and putting it back for 2. 1-point game. Askew, Jackson, Mintz, Boston, and Toppin, the 5 out there in the court for Kentucky. For Louisville, looks like this right now with 3 minutes approaching that mark left to go. Withers, Carly Jones now with the basketball. Has it at the top. David Johnson out there along with Williamson and also Dre Davis. At the top of the key, Jones, dribble, stop and pop jumper, takes it, bank right there. Opened up the bank by Carly Jones. What a game. 3-point game again. Jones has been huge for Louisville in this one. Kentucky has it. Right wing Askew puts it now into the hands of Toppin. Back over to Askew here with 2:35 left to go. It's going to come down to one possession, guys, for this one. Jumper Boston, top of the free throw circle. Oh, no, you can't take that, but he gets fouled. Brandon Boston has just been... it's been a struggle connecting anything this year for the 5-star freshman. He hasn't learned whatsoever. If you do that in high school, you got to break that habit there. You got to attack Boston because the deep jumpers are just not going. He just can't connect on those jumpers. He's lucky he got fouled. So Brandon Boston here at the free throw line shooting 2 for Kentucky. First one's up. That one's good. Yeah, they got one of the top. Well, I should say top. So now I'm gonna say top because Olivier Sarr just hasn't been able to prove it this year. Olivier Sarr was supposed to be the top grad transfer, but Carly Jones was supposed to be number 2. All the transfers got waivers for this year, basically, though. So Mac McClung is right up there with those two anyway. Both of the free throws go down, 1-point game, 2:20 left to go. Louisville basketball here as we welcome you guys out to the stream here. This big rivalry game here, folks. It's lived up to his hype. It's Bennett. And once again, Cardinals have it at the left wing. Top of the key, Jones. Carly Jones doing his thing today. Jones gonna stop and pop. Floats it up, no good. Offensive rebound, Cardinals underneath, and they're going to dribble. It's on the baseline, out of bounds. It goes back over to Kentucky. Big rebound by Witters. One out of bounds. Oh, sorry about that, Jackson. He accidentally got timed out in the chat. If you're listening, Jackson, sorry about that. You'll be back in about like 3 minutes, I think. 1-point game. Kentucky basketball right now. Askew at the right wing perimeter. Minute 45 left to go. Jackson, pass over to Askew, right baseline. Back over to Jackson. Settles. Right elbow jumper off the side of the rim. No good. Scrum for the basketball. Let's see who touched it. It's out of bounds. Refs are going to say it's out of bounds by Samuel Williamson. And Williamson blaming Mintz that he tapped that one out of bounds. Clock will stop with a minute 40 left to go. The chase after the ball. Ooh, that was tight. Let's see, was it out of bounds by Mintz? That was Mintz's arm right there. I think they're going to reverse this. I think this is going to be Louisville basketball. They have it frozen. It's going to be a minute 40 remaining. Oh, bring that camera up so we can see who's that out of bounds on. I think that's Mintz. Yeah, that's Mintz's outstretched arm there. That should be Cardinals ball, right? Or is it going to be Kentucky? We're going to get the call here. That clearly looked out of bounds by Mintz. So we got a minute 40 left to go. We're under 2 minutes, so that's why they go to the review monitor at this time in this big type of game today. What's good, Dro? Appreciate the man for stopping by. So it was out of bounds by Davion Mintz at the corner perimeter. So it's going to be Louisville basketball. Minute 40 left to go. Cardinals with 2 timeouts, same as Kentucky. They got 2 timeouts left to go. What a game. Carly Jones slowing down tempo. Minute and a half left to go. Puts it out at the left wing perimeter. Cardinals have done a great job taking their shot when the shot clock winds down. Bounce pass inside underneath. Louisville going to put it up, and that's going to be a double dribble underneath, they say, and they're not going to award the bucket. Double dribble by the Cardinals in the post, and Kentucky has it back. Minute 15 left to go. Wildcats here for a chance to take the lead. We will see. At the top of the key, Askew. Dribbles now at the right wing perimeter. Moves it over to Boston. Deep 2. Takes in. He's been struggling with those all season. Offensive rebound. Jackson rolls around the rim. Couldn't get it, though. But Isaiah Jackson gets fouled and has the chance to tie it up coming up. 2 shots at the free throw line with a minute and 5 left to go. What a game here, folks. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up. Hit that like. Hit that sub. Put on in the chat here who you got in this one. If you're taking Kentucky, type in BBN for Big Blue Nation. If you're typing in Louisville, type in cards here out in the chat. Crazy game. Isaiah Jackson going to shoot 2 coming up at the free throw line. After this, I'll be back in an hour. Gonzaga taking on Virginia, everybody, so feel free to stop on board for that one. We have a minute and 5 left to go. Both of the teams in double bonus, and both with two timeouts each as well. First free throw, Jackson missed it. Ouch. Kentucky today at the free throw lines missed 8 free throws. They are 13 for 21 at the charity stripe. That one is a crusher. Second free throw coming up here. Looking for the tie by Isaiah Jackson. Minute and 5 remaining. And that one's good. Welcome on the channel here, James. Appreciate it for stopping on by, brother. Tie game up at 59. 1:05 left to go. Louisville gets the inbound. They put the ball into the hands of Jones. Jones and Johnson going off in this one. Carly Jones with 18 points. David Johnson with 17. It's going to be at the top of the key. Johnson moves over to Carly Jones. He's guarded by Mintz. 55 seconds left. Pass over to the top here. Into the hands of Johnson. Johnson now dribbles. Double team. Bounce pass off the cutter. Underneath. And that's going to be a... Oh, that's going to go out of bounds there. Louisville off the cut to the bucket. Stepped out of bounds. That was close, I thought. Yeah, stepped on the baseline right there as he received it. Going left baseline to the bucket was Dre Davis. Try to walk the tightrope. If he hadn't stepped out of bounds, that would have been a blocking foul right there, and he would have went to the free throw line shot too. Timeout taken by Coach Cal here for Kentucky. They are down to 1 timeout left to go. Man, what a game. 59-59 with 47 seconds left to go. A matter of inches on that last play. Dre Davis stepped out of bounds right underneath the hoop. If he hadn't stepped out of bounds, that would have been a blocking foul by Kentucky, and Dre would have gone to the line shoot 2 for the Cardinals. Man, absolutely insane game. Let's go here, everybody. What a game. Spike that thumbs up. Hit that like. Hit that sub here, everybody. There he is. Welcome in Jackson once again as he is back onto the chat finally. So what we got at stake here, both of these teams in the double bonus. Kentucky with 1 foul, Kentucky with 1 timeout remaining. Louisville with 2 timeouts left to go. Foul trouble looks like this. Isaiah Jackson with 4 personals still out there. 3 personals by Olivier Sarr. Davion Mintz, the one that's kept Kentucky in the game with a 3-ball today. He has got 3 personals and 19 points. For Louisville, the Cardinals here, 4 personals now by Jalen Withers. And 3 personal fouls by Samuel Williamson, and off the bench with J.J. Traynor. It's going to be Wildcats ball. It will be 47 seconds left to go. There's going to be a 17-second differential here, shot clock and game clock. So the shot clock will be at 30. The game clock's going to be at 47 seconds. Jacob Toppin going to be the inbound passer. Toppin and Askew here, as Kentucky's going to get the inbound with Askew. Let's go here, folks. Askew going to put the ball into the hands of Mintz. Hands it over to Boston now. 38 seconds left to go. Back over to Askew here. Let's see what the young Kentucky players could do here under pressure. Pass over to Boston as he dribbles. 14 on the shot clock. Moves it back over to Askew. 12 on the shot clock here. Askew dribbles. 9 left to go. Launches a 3. Hit the rim short. No good. And the ball's on the ground. Who's got it? Battle for the basketball. Cardinals have it on the defensive rebounds. And Kentucky picks up a personal from behind as well. Louisville going to go to the free throw line. Shoot 2 in a double bonus with 18.9 remaining. Coach Cal can't believe that. And a scrum for the basketball there. Dre Davis had it, and yeah, Jacob Toppin was the one who picked up the foul, it appeared to be. He was in the crowd there. Oh, it's Isaiah Jackson, actually. So Isaiah Jackson was the one, and he has fouled out. So yeah, Jackson and Toppin are really close there. They still had time on the shot clock, too. They leave it up to Askew out of all the people to shoot a 3-ball, and he's only made 1 today right out of the gate in the first half. Other than that, he's missed all his 3-point shots, and they asked for the youngest player to shoot. Well, he was the one who decided. Devin Askew, youngest player in the team to shoot the 3, and it hit the rim. It was well short. First free throw, Louisville missed it. Off the mark, no good by Dre Davis. Isaiah Jackson has fouled out, guys, as well. He has been great defensively in this game, turning his defense into points in transition early on in the second half for Kentucky. Second free throw coming up. Gonzaga fan appreciate. 19 seconds left to go. Davis knocks it down. We get ourselves a 1-point game. Kentucky with 1 timeout left. It's gonna be a Louisville timeout. So Louisville now 1 timeout left to go. Both of the teams down to 1 timeout here. Let's see here. Welcoming Dro's cousin. His birthday is tomorrow here for sure. So Dro's cousin, welcome onto the channel here. Happy birthday for tomorrow. Indeed, a great game here, Raven. Davion Mintz has been a clutch one indeed today, Ants. I would definitely expect Mintz here to be the one to touch that basketball coming up. He leads the way 19 points in this game. 6 for 12 from the floor. Gotta expect Mintz here to touch this basketball. Isaiah Jackson is out of the game, by the way. He is fouled out for Kentucky. Kentucky will have the basketball back with 19 seconds left to go with the shot clock turned off. If you're new on the stream, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that sub, buzzer beater. Jason putting out here. We haven't called one since the last rivalry game back in February for a college game. I covered in the bubble. I covered a couple buzzer beaters in the bubble. Anthony Davis over the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, and also Luka with a step back buzzer beater against the Clippers. But yeah, haven't called one since the last rivalry game. Perhaps a buzzer beater. We will see. It was Duke against UNC back in February, so we will see what happens here. It's going to be Kentucky basketball. So let's go, everybody. Let's keep it rolling here, folks. 60-59. Kentucky's going to get the ball back with 19 seconds left to go. Shot clock turned off. 1 timeout remaining by both Kentucky and Louisville. So wouldn't shock me if Kentucky dribbles up the court and they're going to take a timeout here. Wouldn't shock me if that happens. Here we go, an inbound coming up. They're going to put the ball into the hands of Askew now. Kentucky has it. 16 seconds, dribbles past half court. Ball into the hands of Sarr now. They need Mintz to touch this basketball. They do. Mintz pass over to Sarr. Right baseline jumper. Takes it. Oh, rolled around the rim. No good. It was halfway there, and he missed it. Rebound Louisville. And Kentucky's going to have to fall as they pick up the fall with 5.1. Same exact thing against Notre Dame. Olivier Sarr, same spot. Baseline jumper. It was halfway in there and rattled out. Oh, man, it was halfway in there. It was on the rim there, man. That is insane. 5 seconds left to go, and it's going to be Cardinals here at the free throw line. Shooting 2. And this will be Carly Jones. And he has been the star of this game here. It was a battle between the top 2 grad transfers in all college basketball today. And Carly Jones, 18 points currently, to Olivier Sarr's 1. 2 free throws here by Jones. Been so efficient today. First one, so poised, hits it. For the Big South Player of the Year last year. What's good? I don't know anymore. Appreciate Bud for stopping by. 5 seconds left to go. Second free throw by Carly Jones. Olivier Sarr going to check out of the game. Lance Ware comes into the game. If Sarr gets that, Kentucky would have been up. Same exact place as Notre Dame, and he lost that game too. Second free throw by Jones. And that one's good. Hits it. So all you can do is a 3 right now for Kentucky. Timeout taken on the court. Once again, in crunch time, the youth has showed up. And you gotta find a superstar here. Louisville takes their final timeout, so Kentucky has 1 left to go. $62-59 here, folks, in a 3-point game with 5 seconds remaining. Louisville is out of timeouts. Kentucky with 1 timeout left. Both of the teams in the double bonus as well. If you're Kentucky, you gotta get this ball to touch Mintz's hands and for him to sink this. If you want overtime, you gotta be hungry. Put this ball into the senior's hands and get Mintz involved on this last play coming up. So 62-59 to score. This is on ESPN, Jeff. Alright, 5 seconds left to go. They're going to break the huddle right now, right out of the timeout. Kentucky with 1 timeout left to go. We'll see if they take that timeout when they dribble up the court. Brandon Boston, Lance Ware, Devin Askew, Jacob Toppin, and Davion Mintz is out there for Kentucky. They're going to put the ball now into the hands of Ware. He's going to dribble up the court, pass over to Boston here. Boston forces up a 3, no good. Low percentage this year for the 5-star freshman, and he loses the game. That is it. Louisville with a W, 62-59 the final. And Kentucky falls to 1-6, and that most likely will be no NCAA tournament now for Kentucky, most likely, as they got to run the table when SEC play begins coming up this week. And you need to beat Missouri and Tennessee, and you're looking at right now probably sweeping those teams right now since you lost that game. And if you want to make the tournament, you got to need at least 8 losses, like 8 or 9 losses, because they are 1-6 right now. So you have to lose 2 conference games, and that is basically it if you want to make it into the tournament, like 2 or 3 conference games. As that is a wrap here. The Cardinals with a W, complete opposites for these two teams this year. 6-1 to 1-6 now, and yeah, Kentucky's youth just once again showed up in the final stages. And why would you ever give the ball to Brandon Boston in this scenario? It's either going to be for Brandon Boston coming up, unless there's a miraculous turnaround this year for Brandon Boston. There's going to be no NBA for Brandon Boston. That is one thing. No NBA for this man. He came in as a top 10 recruit, 5-star, highest touted recruit for Kentucky. Hasn't lived up to the hype whatsoever. Olivier Sarr, once again in this game, definitely hasn't lived up to the hype. 1 single point by Sarr today, 0 for 4 from the floor, missed the game-winning jumper, same spot against Notre Dame. And who lived up to its hype? Here he is, the man, Carlik Jones for Louisville, 20 points here. That is what he averaged playing in the Big South Conference last season. He was the 2019-20 Big South Player of the Year. Comes in, and he got 20 today. David Johnson in a breakout season. Looks like very well for him. He finished with 17 in this game. And once again, free throws, a killer. It was decided by free throws once again here. Louisville, 12 for 15, 80% at the free throw line. And Kentucky, they killed themselves at the line today. 14 for 22, 64%. That ain't going to cut it here. And that is a wrap to this one here, folks. Yeah, 1-6 right now for Kentucky. Very unfortunate for this season. Sports expert, welcome onto the stream here, bud. But yeah, most overrated recruit in the class here. I agree right now it's BJ Boston. Just, I think he's around like 18% from 3-point range or so this year. He's about that number. Just, he has taken so many contested jumpers, and in that position there, Lance Ware had the ball, passed it up to court to Boston out of anybody. You got to put that ball into the hands of Mintz. Just terrible. I also blame Coach Cal for that, because they had 1 timeout left to go, and Lance Ware had the basketball too. You got to draw it up where you're coming out of the timeout for Louisville. Louisville last took the timeout. So Louisville was out of timeouts. You got 5 seconds left to go. Lance Ware, who's not a ball handler, who's back into the game, you need to take that timeout once you get past half court for Kentucky with 2-3 seconds remaining. Set yourself up for the final shot and able to get Mintz open for a cut or so around the perimeter. And that is not what happened there. Mintz didn't even touch the ball in the last possession. He was well away from it. And that is the ball game. Just in the wrap there, folks. So you're looking at probably transfers here. You're not looking at a single player that should be able to declare for the NBA for this year for Kentucky. I know that there's a rest of the season to be played with, but after this you're going to SEC play, and I can name you 2 teams that's good out of the SEC right now. And that's it. 2 teams that's good, and also LSU is up by nickels by single digits in the second half. So yeah, 2 teams that's good. That's it. Tennessee and Missouri. Arkansas, we'll see if they're legit. Auburn's not going to be in the tournament this year, but they've been surprising. As that's a wrap to this one here, folks. 62-59 the final. Complete polar opposites with these 2 teams. If you guys are new, spike the thumbs up, hit that like, hit that subscribe, everybody. I'll be back in a little bit, about 45 minutes from now. Gonzaga taking on Virginia here, folks, as I'll be back for that, guys. And glad to have you on board. Of course, happy holidays out to you guys here on Behind the Arc Basketball, everyone. This is a wrap here on Behind the Arc Basketball. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. And before I go, also, big thank you out to my members on the channel here. Jack, Jason, and the sports expert out to you guys for channel members being out here. If anybody would be interested Behind the Arc Basketball membership, we got those up there on the home page on the Join tab for Behind the Arc Basketball. If you're interested, feel free to check those out, and of course, thank you guys so much, Jack, Jason, and the Sports Expert, for being dedicated members out here on the channel. This is a wrap, everybody. I'll be back later today, Gonzaga against Virginia. 45 minutes from now, as this is Behind the Arc Basketball. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday.